If you like sending emails back and forth to your clients to try to schedule a time to meet, then this video is not for you. But if you want to find an easier way to schedule meetings with clients, stick around. So when I needed to meet with a client, this is what I used to do. I'd write an email, I'd be looking at my calendar, I'd look at what dates and times work to meet with this client, and then I'd write them out. And this would take me, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, but it was just annoying always looking at my calendar and seeing what would work. And sometimes I would send the email and the client would respond right away and say, okay, yep, let's pick this time. Other times they'd respond and say, oh, this week doesn't work. How about these times next week? And then there were other times where the client wouldn't respond for maybe a day or two, and in the meantime another client wants to meet at one of those designated times. So now I'm like, hoping the first client doesn't pick one slot that the other client wants, and it was just an annoying, clunky way of doing this. But a little while ago I received an email from a client and they wanted to schedule a meeting with me, and they just sent me a link, and it was pretty slick. This is what it looks like. So now I can send an email to clients and just give them my link on this tool called Calendly. And I can just let them know that they can click on that to schedule a meeting. And when they click on that link, they go to this landing page here where they can pick the duration for the meeting, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 60 minutes. And let's say they want to schedule a 30-minute meeting with me. They click on it. They'll be able to click on days that I'm available, and then they'll see times that I'm available. And then they can click on it, confirm. They can put their name, their email address, and then they can pick how they want to meet. If they want to use Google Meet, Zoom, or they want to meet at a physical location, and then they can just schedule that event. And what happens when they schedule the event is they'll get an email confirmation on their calendar tool, and then I'll get an email confirmation and it'll appear on my calendar, and it'll book up that slot so that other people can't book that same time. And on my end, on the Calendly account, I can specify the types of meetings I want people to be able to schedule, the duration of those meetings. I can specify questions that I want them to be able to answer in advance of the meeting. I can specify the type of meetings, and then I can link up this account to my Google Calendar, to my Zoom account, so that it's able to set those up automatically without me having to manually do any of that stuff. And because ultimately the thing that I share with anybody that wants to schedule a meeting with me is a link, I can add that link to my signature and my email address saying schedule a meeting, and that basically is just the Calendly link. And so that really makes the entire process of scheduling meetings very, very simple for me. And I've gotten compliments from clients just saying like, hey, that's a really slick way of scheduling meetings. Thanks for doing that. I pay $96 a year for Calendly. I think there are more premium plans that I don't need as a solo consultant. It's definitely saved me time in scheduling meetings, and so I'd say it's been worth the $96 a year, because I no longer have to do these emails where I'm checking my calendar and then worrying about conflicting meetings that clients try to schedule. And like any of these other videos that I make, I have no affiliation with any of the vendors that create these tools. Calendly just happened to be the first tool of its type that I came across, and it definitely saves me time, and it's not very expensive. I'm sure there are other alternatives out there, but if you don't have one and you're looking for a way to save yourself time with scheduling lots of meetings, I do recommend this one. I hope this video was helpful. I love eliminating administrative work from my solo consulting business. So if you have tips and tricks that you use to run more efficiently, please leave a comment.